What is going on with interest rates? Well, it's been going on for a while, so I know some of you guys have already. I've done some videos on this before, but I feel like as a realtor, we should keep you updated, keep educating you on what's going on. Now, while I don't ever really like to get into quoting specific interest rates because that's really the department of your favorite mortgage lender, I got some I can refer to you, that sort of thing, and they'll tell you where the current interest rates are. I don't deal in direct interest rates, but I do like to see what's kind of educate myself on what's actively taking place with interest rates because it directly affects my business. It directly affects my clients, my buyers, my sellers, and I feel like it's important for me to keep my head wrapped around what's going on, what to expect going forward, um, how much panic we should really have in the present. And so let's talk about that. I'm going to try to make this a very short video, less than 5 minutes, hopefully, maybe even less than four. I'm going to get going. So, what's going on with interest rates? Well, let's talk about what's going on. The Fed. The Fed is trying to control inflation right now. They have a target number of inflation. They're trying to slow. I want to word this correctly. The goal is for them to slow the rate at the pace at which inflation, prices are inflating as we progress. Right now, we're sitting currently at a 3.6% inflation rate, meaning that, month over month, prices are increasing by about 3.6%. Their goal is to get it down to 2%, down below 2%. So we're still not at their current goal. Their vehicle by which they are doing this is raising the federal interest rates, which has an indirect effect on your mortgage interest rates and other economic stuff along those lines. Also, obviously, inflation. Their goal is not necessarily to directly affect the mortgage interest rates, but somewhat it is. But it's their overall goal is really to affect inflation, which we all would agree is a noble goal. Now, there's a lot of people um, that really kind of take issue with the Fed and how that all takes place. And I'm not going to get into that. Everybody can have their opinions. If you'd like to, you can. I'd love to. We could talk about that. But the overall, but right now the goal is to get it down to 2%. Uh, they Other thing to kind of keep an eye on, as it can have an effect on that, is unemployment, which is still really at a great percentage right now at 3.4%. Although I expect that number to rise over coming months. I honestly think it's probably already higher. Just a lot of times there's a delay in data. So, unemployment is something they don't really want to increase, but whenever you start raising interest rates, making it more costly to borrow money, companies start downsizing, stop hiring, and start laying off people, which leads to increased unemployment. So, what does this mean if you're a home seller? Well, likely if you're a home seller, if you were to sell right now and buy another home, you probably currently actively have a better interest rate than you will have on your next home, which is probably deterring a lot of you from selling and buying right now, and some degree that might be justified for you. There's some cases where it's not. It just kind of depends on an individual case by case basis. The one thing that you should can keep in mind is that when interest rates, if and when interest rates come down and how dramatically they come down, home prices are going to dramatically increase. Now, also that means you'll sell your house for more and buy another house, but it also means you're going to come out of pocket a whole lot more for your next home, and in which case, it may not be a big deal depending on how much equity you have in your home, but so it's really a case by case basis, and we can always have that conversation. If you're a buyer and you don't have a home to sell, then which means you're probably renting or living with somebody else or something along those lines. If you're renting, then really interest rates shouldn't directly stop you from buying right now. Honestly, if you're renting, it's not an exact thing, but really the analogy I want to give you is whenever you stop renting, you move out of that property, how much money that you've put into rent are you going to get back? Well, I will tell you, for most home sellers, whenever they lived in a house for 2-3 years and they turn around and they sell it, they oftentimes walk away with money back in their pocket. Um, so if you think of it like that, then you're really paying. The analogy is 100% interest rate. Now, don't get too bogged down in that thought process. But I'm over 5 minutes right now, so I've already messed up. So I need to wrap this up pretty quickly. But so what can I do for you? Here's the deal. I will always tell you the truth. I will always be willing to have a conversation with you to determine if it's the right time for you to buy or sell. And for many of you, it may be uh, in your better interest to wait. That's a totally acceptable answer. So love to talk to you more about that. Love to keep on educating, but I don't want to make this video any longer than it is. Looks like we're going to go a little over 6 minutes. Eric Best here at eXp Realty. Give me a call, 501-712-6777. If you got any questions about the market, questions about buying and selling, want a realtor who's going to tell you the truth and not just try to get a commission check out of you. Eric Best, eXp Realty.